The Revenue Mobilisation, Allocation and Fiscal Commission has spoken. After 16 years of frozen wages, they argue it's time to raise the salaries of our political office holders. The president, they say, earns a mere 1.5 million a month. Ministers earn less than $1 million. Compared to the weight of their responsibilities, the Revenue Commission insists these figures are a joke. Their justification is simple. Salaries last reviewed in 2008 are outdated, and an increase in some cases by as much as 114% is long overdue. On paper, that sounds reasonable, but context is everything. And in today's Nigeria, context makes all the difference. The Punch editorial called this proposal bittersweet. Sweet for politicians, bitter for ordinary Nigerians. Business Day noted that this conversation is happening when workers are clamoring for a new minimum wage that still hasn't been delivered. Vanguard described it as tone-deaf and unjustifiable. SERAP, a human rights group, reminded us of a court judgment in 2021 that actually directed the commission to reduce political salaries, not increase them. So the question is not whether salaries are due for review. The question is whose salaries and when. At a time when inflation is eroding incomes, when food prices have doubled, when fuel costs have tripled, when parents struggle to pay school fees, is this really the moment to double the pay of politicians? Government must understand that leadership is not just about legal entitlements. It's about moral authority. It's about sacrifice. When leaders tighten their belts, citizens are more willing to do the same. But when leaders pad their already over-padded pockets, while citizens go hungry, trust is broken. This is not just about naira and kobo. It's about perception and fairness. If sacrifices must be made, let leaders lead by example. The commission may be right that 2008 salaries are outdated, but Nigerians in 2005 are not asking for more pay for politicians. They are asking for relief, equity, and empathy. And until those are addressed, any pay rise for political office holders will not be seen as reform, to rather be seen as provocation.
Did you say relief and empathy and sympathy?
That's what we're asking
in Nigerian context.
Relief, sympathy, and empathy? From who?
No, Nigerians are, that's what Nigerians are asking for.
From who? What are they asking?
From their government.
Yeah, okay, let me take it. These are not leaders. I say it boldly. My name is Kate Henshaw. These are not leaders. I don't know what you are. You are tone deaf. And you are very, very insensitive to the plight of Nigerians. That being said, it's a pay rise for their high-rise lifestyle.
Drum roll. You can say that again.
Yeah, see, government is good. Tell me why it's not going to be a do or die affair for them to remain there, turn it into a retirement home and never leave. Government money is very sweet because who is holding you to account? Can make all the noise till you're blue in the face. Nobody's good. Okay, next, we have approved it. What you gonna do about it? That's all I'm asking. Nothing. Let me read. I wrote a lot of things. What about their lifetime salaries?
Is it pension?
The lifetime, they get some people, I don't know whether president and government, they get lifetime salary. They have houses everywhere. What is that? Is that increased too?
Well, it will automatically increase.
Fantastic.
By default.
Let me end by saying, we all know what they're doing. You all know what you're doing. I submit.
Namaste.
Namaste.
I think my own, some of the things I wrote down is, are we okay in this country? Because we are. I think that we are not fine, and I don't know who is lying to everyone that this is actually a society that you can just come out when, quite frankly, this government owes Nigerians. They owe our children. They've taken what was supposed to be for our children, our grandchildren. They've diverted that wealth. They've diverted that wealth to fund their own lifestyle. So now you are asking us to, it's the audacity for me at this point.
And temerity.
It's I think that they actually take Nigerians as, maybe we don't know what we are doing, we are stupid, we are not paying attention. Because what we need to be talking about is how do we actually go after those folks that have stolen our money in this country. So the first thing that we need to do is to actually demand for a drop in our corruption indices for at least 3 years before anybody can even come to the table to ask for money. What are you going to use the money for? Because we already know what you are using the money that you've diverted that belongs to our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren. We know where you diverted it to. You and your children are balling. While we have market women, how do you explain a 114% pay rise to a market woman that right now cannot afford to send their children to school? So it's and the timing of it all, where we have chosen not to be old, and I blame Nigerians.
Yeah,
I think we are the ones that are not holding our leaders accountable. Because as of right now, if anybody has the audacity to actually come to us when we are experiencing an economic collapse in this country, where everything is now triple or quadruple in prices, that is the time that you're talking about some miserable salary that you think you're earning that needs to be revised. On what basis? I think that is the question we need to be asking our politicians, because this is, quite frankly, at this point, an insult to Nigerians.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is trying to tell us that he's been living on 1.5 million naira salary in the last, and he is wearing a wristwatch worth over 300 million naira.
He needs to be probed,
in all honesty, because that means he's living beyond his income, right? That doesn't equate his income. So some questions, he needs to answer some questions. And it's the level of insensitivity for me, because we all know that this is not what you live on, other issues, other monies, allowances,
we all know what we are doing.
Exactly like you rightly said.
They do.
And if you need public service, is about public service. It's about sacrifices, it's about help, it's not a place where you go to enrich yourself and get more money. If you feel like you want to earn more money, then resign, go and face private sector work and make money like them Ilumelu are doing, or Femi Otedola and co, that we cannot ask questions because it's their private enterprise. So for as long as you are in government and you are in public office, please manage the 1.5 we are paying you.
Well, I think you summed it up nicely at the end of this advocacy. You said, and I quote, any pay rise for political office holders will not be seen as reform. It will be seen as provocation.
Yes.
Because that's truly what it is. We're all here shouting about high rent. For you to rent a space in Nigeria, whether Lagos, wherever. And I say, where do people get this kind of money? And it goes back to the fact that corruption has been institutionalized.
Yes.
It's either you're stealing money or doing something shady to afford all of these. Now, in the middle of it all, someone gave an example of market women here. In the middle of it all, this commission, what are they? Revenue Commission says, oh, we now want to increase the salaries of legislators and the executive. I mean, where is the empathy? Again, you got it right when you said leadership is not just legal entitlement. Legally, you can increase, but morally, looking at what Nigerians are suffering from, like looking at how much 10,000 naira can buy in the market. You just talked about 70K for healthcare workers. Minimum wage. We're looking at minimum. What is that minimum wage buying for people? And then you people sit down there, you have recesses, you have these, you're pretty much living baby girl life, life of luxury, and the regular Nigerian slaving. You're not saying you want to increase that so that the purchasing power of what's in their hands can be better, but you want to increase yours. Where is the empathy that you talked about?
And not just that, what have they done for us? Because you at least do something for someone before you start saying, please pay me more. If this was a business and you came with your performance review and you ask for a salary, they will ask you, have you made the company this much money for you to come and demand this salary? So you've not done anything for us. The economy is crashing. Instead of you to model restraint, you have the temerity to come back to Nigerians to ask for more.
They come back to us. They are telling you this is what they are going to do. Nobody asks you your opinion.
Reforms cannot be carried out in a climate of insensitivity to the reality the masses are faced with, for it to be predictably read as a provocation.
That's what it is.
I'll add to this that rhetoric is no substitute for actual reform, just as giving a baby a pacifier won't take the place of actual feeding it.